1 2 1 2. Is this thing on? Good. Let's get started. I'd like to welcome everyone to today's episode of Checkmate. Today we'll be speaking on King Von, Chiraq's Grim Reaper. Like I'm saying, this guy was intense. They say he had a numerous amount of bodies on the streets of Chiraq. This is all alleged, of course. This is all alleged. The thing is, we've seen how King Von met his end on video. And that kind of describes what was going on during his actual life. He was definitely not one to play with. The most notable beef that he had that we all can recall is with the FBG gang and FBG Duck, FBG Brick, and those guys. FBG, Woosie, and those guys. Well, the thing that I know for sure is that someone put the word in to make sure that FBG Duck was taken care of. So with a brazen attack in broad daylight in the Gold Coast of Chicago, they took care of FBG Duck, you know? And it wasn't too long after that he ended up getting taken care of. As far as music goes, he had a dope flow, man, and he put out some crazy joints. He had a couple of hits. I'll go so far as to say he had one big hit, and that was that like that Gangster Story or Crime Story or something along those lines. That was his big hit, and he remixed that a few times. As far as him and FBG Duck, as far as that music goes, and FBG Duck's music, to me, FBG Duck was a little better. He had a wider range with his music, and which made him a doper artist. But that's to me, that's my opinion. You guys can leave in the comments how you feel, you know, who was a doper artist. Back to the street shit. Von ended up having some beef with like Quando Rondo. And I believe it was over NBA YoungBoy messing around with King Von's girl. Now, Quando Rondo and King Von were cool prior to all of this because I've seen them on video together. You know what I'm saying? Repping together. But then I believe NBA YoungBoy linked up with Asian Doll, and King Von didn't like that. And Quando Rondo had to take sides, man. And you know what side he gonna take. He had to take sides. And you can't take sides against somebody who put food in your belly, who put money in your pocket. So he went with who he had to go with. He went with the home team. I don't think that King Von liked that at all. Fast forward at the Morocco in Atlanta. Yo, I went by the Morocco in Atlanta. That little ass street, man, I don't see how they ended up getting all of those people on that little ass street. And I believe it's a one-way street. It is a one-way street right there in front of the Morocco. So they go to this little sports bar, little, what you call it, vape place, or where they smoke on those, you know, those things. Anyways, on those things. Well, they were in the hookahs. It was like a hookah bar. So they were in there in the hookah bar, and you know, Von was outside with his crew. Quando Rondo and his boys was outside with his homie, Little Tim. And next thing you know, Von just come out like in a zone and just go and attack Quando Rondo and start swinging on him. The fight wasn't that intense, but then came King Von's crew, and they all kind of like mobbed on Quando Rondo. So Little Tim hopped out of the car like, what the fuck? And I know you don't, you know, I wouldn't have went up against 30 guys. I would have had to get them off my people too, because you know what I'm saying? Anything could have happened and they could have killed my guy. Not even intentionally, you know? So he did the right thing by helping his friend. Just so happens though, while they were tussling, King Von and Quando, King Von's back was towards Little Tim. And Little Tim squeezed, when Little Tim squeezed off, it was other gunshots going on as well from King Von's crew, you know? It was mayhem. When Little Tim scrolls off, bow, Little Tim was shot as well. But the bullet ended up hitting Vaughn in the back while Vaughn was fighting with Rondo. Before Rondo could even get off the ground, Muwap comes and knocks Rondo out, pow. Then they all take off. That's part one. This has been Checkmate.